All right, here we go. Another week. It's Monday. We're back at Misty Mountain. Misty Mountain Monday. Classic. I got my coffee. So we're going to be sipping on that. And we're going to be chugging away on Misty Mountain. So, what are the things we've accomplished on Misty Mountain so far? We put together all the old logic in a new sort of way so that you can mine out the entire mountain. The blocks aren't respawning, so you get to mine all the blocks once if you can somehow get enough pickaxe out. We put together a cinematic opening, a tutorial that tells you about the blocks and pickaxe health. We put together a quest after that, where Den will send you to the village to explore the village and then visit him. And then we have a quest where where Ojil gets opened up when you get below 160 pickaxe health. And Nasali has a bunch of quests for finding different resources. So, and that's how you get your title. So we're going to lock the refiners. We're going to lock the refiners behind Nasali. I'm pretty sure. But I think the first quality of life thing we should accomplish here is the teleports. So perhaps we can bring the signs back, not as a way to teleport, but as the teleport location. So how about after we finish this quest, how about after we finish this quest where we visit the village and go back, we unlock the teleports. Unless we use a different... I'm just thinking here. Unless we use a different guy a different dwarf that maybe is in charge of the... Oops, I accidentally tapped in. Shoot. Maybe there's like a side quest where the guy's in charge of the teleporting system or whatever, and you have to help him get it fixed. And maybe... maybe there's a cost to you. I do want to check this thing. I don't think I checked it since I fixed it. I don't think I saw Bruno looking at it. Can we still get out this way? Doesn't seem to be working. There's supposed to be like a fire flying around. Doesn't seem to be working right. So we'll have to check on that. Okay, so the teleportation system. We were like, what's up, Nazman? Good to see ya in chat. Thanks for dropping in. We were talking about like, what's maybe like also mining trees and resources like that, but how are we gonna institute the teleports? Let's replace Thesis with his smaller version, the new Thesis. This was the guy that used to give us torches so that we could, like, Hansel and Gretel drop breadcrumbs so we could keep track of where we're going. So maybe he could be the teleport guy. Teleporting around's pretty important at this point. It's on both sides, yeah, of course. And then we used to use these. I don't know if we can still use these, but maybe they could be like red when they don't work. We used to use these in the vault. So much logic just gone away. Oh my gosh. We used to use these in the vault. So I would use active property switcher system so you'd actually know if you had stuff to sell or not. I won't say it was a waste of time because you always learn stuff. Get better at your logic. But yeah, that's all gone. Never coming back. Probably. So maybe it's red. It doesn't work. It's like at the bottom and at the top to just make it more noticeable. Alright, so we could have like poles like this all over the mountain, and maybe Thesis goes from one to the next as you help him fix them. How do you help him fix them? I'm not quite sure yet. Um, oh, I'm sorry, Nasman, I missed your message. Made some updates to my game, thanks for the feedback. I got the property switcher working with the tag so it doesn't affect the plants nearby and it's not first person anymore. Nice. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. One of these days for sure. Did you remember to change the movement palette so you can climb up the 2 blocks? And um, also, you don't have to take all the advice 100%. It's just my gut reaction on things. And as far as the movement palette, um, I would just recommend with doing things that Sandbox wants their system to do. Nice, nice. Yeah, that'll feel really good. I'm thinking if we could incorporate their runes or like into the teleport. I had to get rid of all the runes because things weren't working. The top part of the rune is still there. So why is the teleport at the entrance lost its magic, and how can I fix it? Now, Gibbous put all these blue crystals as a way, or not just blue, but there's blue and I think green and red. I'm not sure all the different colors. But they're meant, orange, to help us navigate the mountain. I'm gonna change all this to multiplayer. Let's see if it'll just do it. None. Boom. Let's see if he remembers all this. So it had a bird, a visual, a bird, and a visual. Please remember. MP bird. Thank you. Visual. Nice, thank you. Okay. So I just want it to be like, the same height. Should be okay. And then the width should be outside. That should be okay. And I wanted to slow it down. Trail, it should be on already. I'm not sure why I didn't see it. Because it's invisible? This one here, this one should be just a platform going up and down. Let's make it visible for now. You can see the bat. See if we can see the bat. So originally, what are some other quests that we had? We had to find the artifacts and bring them to their rune. We could potentially use that to fix teleporting. We could straight up just pay. You could, like, if you want to have the teleports, you could pay masters to open them. But that seems a little off. Something with Kuzu blocking the magic of the mountain and the teleports. Maybe. Just don't know. Racking my brain. I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. Since it wasn't a long game and kind of simple, I wanted to make it a bit more challenging. Old movement plus the first person. Too difficult. Yeah, that's, you start learning what people, you know, making games is way more figuring out how people will play your game than making them. I mean, it does take a lot to learn how to make it, for sure. Basically just a burning desire, I guess. But the hard thing is how people are going to play your game and interpret it. That by far is the hardest part. And it becomes easier as you see people play your games. All right, I'll be right back. Alright, well, since I'm just stuck here staring at the screen, can't think what to do, I'm gonna bounce some ideas off ChatGPT. So let's pull that up. Alright, so this is my chat that I was having, Steel Braids vs. Kuzu, so this is the same one that we've been in. And that's usually a good way to use ChatGPT, so it has some memory of your conversation, otherwise you gotta start over. So, we have Thesis Coalbringer? Coalbender. Thesis Coalbender. So, I'm working, I wonder if, since we're streaming, I wonder if I can just talk into this. Nah, I don't want to do this. We are moving on to a new section of the game where the player can accomplish quests and or tasks to open up fast travel teleport locations. Thesis Coalbender is the NPC that will help the player to is the NPC that will have the quest line for the players to open the teleports. Thesis will be at the entrance teleport first, and then move to the next fast travel location as the player does the quest line. I am thinking that something Kuzu, the Troll Witch, has done is keeping the fast travel locations red and unusable. When they work, they will be green, and you can teleport there from anywhere on the map by pressing a button. So the entrance teleport, that'll be 1. The village, that'll be 2, and so on and so forth. We could have, you know, up to 9 or 10 locations, fast travel locations. And you'll just push 1 through 0 on the keyboard. Give me a list of brainstorming ideas for tasks and quests to open up fast travel. So I was thinking about the colored crystals. That's why I mentioned the crystals give us place throughout the map for kind of able to just as like a landmark, I guess, to guide yourself around the map. And also, if we do this, hey, Mason. And also I'd have to make another currency, more logic. Purify the stones. Use alchemy dust, crafted from base materials at the base of the teleport. Defeat a shadow echo. A twisted memory or shadow of a previous miner that lingers near the corrupted teleport. Reignite the heart fire. Use a flame from the central forge to relight the dormant teleport's core. Speak a forgotten name. Find and whisper the original name of the teleport out loud. Or we could do mechanical tasks. Repair ancient gears. Redirect energy flow. Solve a mini puzzle to restore power flow. Reset the laystone circuits. Activate a sequence of rune stones in the correct order. Hammer the seal plate. Exploration. Escort. We're not doing an escort quest. Scout the perimeter. Recover a lost key fragment. Find the singing rock. Restore the obsidian mirror. Deliver a message. Match the teleport symbol. Break the witch's word. Perform the ritual of the 3 tools. So defeat a shadow echo is the only one that I kind of liked. So in this game, there's going to be melee and health and ways to die. So what happens if you die? Maybe it takes an amount of resources to respawn your body. If you die, you'd lose 1,000 masters or something. And my thought for this now is like, maybe you have to find a certain piece of equipment or goggles. And when you put them on, you can see Kuzu has like skeletons or something around the teleporter that nobody can see. Well, once you put on the goggles, you can see them and you have to destroy them, and then the teleporter works. That's easy. That's easy. That's its own outside thing that doesn't plug into currency. I don't need to make more currency or nothing. Just equipment that you pick up. Actually, I really like this idea. I really like this idea a lot. Alright, so let's think about Thessus Coalbender's quests then. Alright, so we're going to hop into the objectives. I'm just gonna finish the thought with oh shit, I closed ChatGPT. I'm just gonna finish this thought quick. ChatGPT, just a second. So what was that? I'm gonna start with an idea like 3, where the player needs to equip equipment like goggles to reveal skeletons or enemies hanging around the teleportation location. You will need to defeat these um, enemies, defeat these invisible enemies before the quick travel location will work. And then the quest line will progress to the next location where you will have to find a stronger piece of equipment to reveal the next set of enemies around the travel location. Help me to come up with very short words about the first. Like, what is the name of the quest and the short description. I guess I can leave this over here while I'm thinking about this. Quest names. Wow, just... it's not much help. So... once you talk to Thesis, what's he gonna say here? He's gonna say... the quest is... help Thesis. Oh, this could be where we could introduce steel braids. And steel braids can give you the goggles. Oh, yeah. The quest is help Thesis. Thesis wants you to seek steel braids wisdom on the So I want you to talk to Thesis, and Thesis is like, I don't know why this isn't working. Maybe you gotta go talk to Steel Braids. Maybe he'll have an idea. Something like that. So if we go into gameplay here, I think we're on the general quest board. Yep. So Oh yeah, unlock. I went with unlock names. That's right. So this will be nice and easy. And we can say that I want this quest to actually unlock right away. This one can unlock right away. So we'll use the unlock 0 message, which is like something that just unlocks all the quests that can be unlocked when the game starts. It's going to require a message to launch though, for sure. And we will say that this is launch thesis 0. Okay. Now this is going to be, I'll wait for message 1 for sure. Message dot thesis dot 0. And we'll just have it autocomplete and then maybe give you another one. Maybe once you open all the fast travel locations or do some other stuff, then Steel Braids will start helping you get to Kuzu or something. Or start doing the other quests. So, I'm not sure what's happening on Misty Mountain, but the interaction range is God tier. So I'm using trigger volumes. And you walk up to close to people to talk to them. So trigger volume 1.5. It's gonna say button.thesis because I actually want to use a button. Probably have to change it back to a button someday. Alright, so he's gonna say button.thesis. And I'm gonna go ahead and steal one of these to start, I think. Not the active property switcher. Just gonna grab an asker. And this is just going to talk to everyone in range, I think, for now. 7.5, so it's talking to the askers. So the first asker is just going to be initially on. And it's going to turn off with something. And this is Thesis Cole Bender. initially on. Alright, so let's see what kind of conversation we can make up here. ChatGPT. And these conversations probably aren't final. We'll probably clean them up someday. And Bruno will probably record voiceovers for them someday if we get there. So, I'm to the point where I need to make a short and concise script for what Thesis Holbender is going to say to the player. They are in charge of getting the fast travel locations up and running again, but just can't figure it out. So they need the player to go into the mountain and seek the advice of steel braids. That's it. These teleport poles, they're dead red. I'm hammered. I've hammered, channeled, even prayed over them. Nothing works. He kicks the nearby stone in irritation. It's like Kuzu's curse wrapped around the whole system, tightest dwarven braids. I hate to admit it, but I'm out of ideas. If anyone knows how to crack this, it's Steel Braids. Go find him. Ask him what he knows about the teleport network and this cursed interference. Okay. That's great. For the most part, we'll just edit it a little bit. So these teleport poles, they're dead red. He kicks a nearby stone in irritation. It's like Kuzu's curse wrapped around the whole system, tight as dwarven braids. Message 1. Asker.thesis.hero. This one's gonna talk, I guess I can talk to all. This one doesn't really need to, but Asker.thesis.0. So it turns it off, and it's going to turn the next one on. Boom. So this Asker is initially off, and it gets turned on with Asker.thesis.0. Hang dang it, I forgot to right click first. I hate to admit it, but I'm out of ideas. If anyone knows how to crack this, it's Steel Braids. Go find him and ask what he knows about the teleport network and this cursed interference. Boom. So this message will be asker.thesis.1. Oops, that was right. Asker.thesis.0, and it gets turned off with asker.thesis.1. What will thesis say to the player before the quest has finished if they talk with him again? Okay, so this one's gonna turn off, and then we'll turn on an in-between asker. So this one's just gonna turn on in the middle. It's gonna be like asker.thesis1, and it's not gonna have any message here. I don't want to accomplish anything.
No, no.
Okay, we have something to say in the meantime. Let's see what it is. If we like it. Ah, keep forgetting to right click. That's annoying. You still here? Steel Braids isn't gonna find himself. He gestures towards the deeper tunnels with a grunt. He gestures towards the... He gestures towards Misty's entrance with a grunt. Go on. He's the only one who might know how to unstick these. He's the only one who might know how to get. Okay. Now we need to make sure the right quest messages are coming out and hitting the objectives. So let's hop up into the rules. And we need to send out the proper messages here. So I can duplicate one of these. Bring it on down. And so we need to send the launch message. So it's going to unlock right away, but we're going to launch. There's too many launch messages. So we're going to launch dot thesis 0, that one. And this message comes out with asker.thesis.1. The second asker is what's going to launch the quest. So I don't really know what is going to send the message now. Oh, Roxy, thanks for the follow. You a real one. Always with the follows. Did you guys know you can only follow somebody once a day? So, Roxy can only do that once a show. And it's great fun. I appreciate it. Let's do a message like equip head 0. I should keep notes of this. Equip. How about equip? Yeah, because this is going to be for Thesis, so that'll keep it easily more understandable. So we're going to equip Thesis.0. Okay, that makes sense. Because this is part of the Thesis quest chain. Actually, this isn't going to be the point where this quest gets done. We have to talk. It's when we're talking to Steel Braids. We just have to talk to Steel Braids. I don't know what it's gonna be. We'll just leave it empty for now. But this is going to send message.thesis.0, which is going to finish the quest for us. This is you're going to send to the objectives. And then Steel Braids is going to open up another quest where you just have to equip the gear. And then that's going to open up another quest that's going to ask you to kill the things that you can see now. So it's a little complicated logic, but I like how it's its own separate system outside of what we already have going on. I don't need to create currency. We're not going to pay masters for any of this. It's just a quest line. And I think it's a cool way to start, introduce Steel Braids. And after you get the fast travel locations working, then maybe Steel Braids trusts you more, and he's going to open up some more stuff like finding the artifacts. Like that. Buenos dias, Roxy Miguel. ¿Cómo estás? How are you supposed to say it if you have more respect for someone? ¿Cómo estás? I don't. I'm so bad. ¿Cómo estás? No, you have to use a different verb, isn't it? O as a, amos ice an. Como estúd? That's not right. Is it? Did I actually pull the right thing out of my butt? Anyway, we're going to Steel Braids now. Steel Braids, for anybody who doesn't know, he is outside where the Earth Rune is. Or he's inside where the Earth Rune is. There's the top of the Earth Rune. I deleted the rest so far. I gotta fix it. But he's in this little cubby hole right here. Boom. Hello, Steel Braids. You still have all of your logic sitting here. Look at all this stuff. Oh my gosh. We're just gonna delete it all. We're just gonna get it over with. We're just gonna delete it all. Pull it off like a band-aid. It's all changing anyway. Just rebuild it. Just boop. 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 They're all over the place. What the heck? Boop. Boop. Boom. Boom. Nice, finally. So we'll grab the steel braids. Once the game starts responding to me again, and we'll hold shift and then click down here and it should select all of them. We can delete. Steel braids is still his tall self. We can get rid of this. I try not to use number pads since they have more faces than you need to do logic nowadays. And then I want to new steel braids. So he's gonna get short. There he is. There's steel braids. So the first time we visit steel braids, it's because Thesis sends us here to fix the teleportation system. Do we have any goggles? Is this going to be a minor? All this old logic from old.
This. Yeah.
Citizen walking around. No, you stand still. Speaker, boom. Does not have a health component. Alright. So what can we use as goggles? Man, time flew today. It's already past an hour. Google? No, not Google. Goggle. Any goggles? No, also not. We just look at headpieces that are basic. I could have swore there was like just some goggles somewhere. They break up headpieces into different spots, like so. Why not just all headpieces? Like, so goofy. Can you do all headpieces? There they are. It's called a basic helmet. Yeah, it isn't in the helmet. Make that make sense. Okay, so this one, let's say he gives us this, the basic goggles. Here you go, put those on. Maybe you'll see the problem. Okay, so let's just go ahead and bring one of these askers with me, I guess. I'll just duplicate it and bring it with me. We can grab the XZ plane right here with this, and then I'm just going to bring it with me. I'm using the middle mouse. I'm like holding left click and oops, I accidentally let go. Still see it. So I'm just going to bring it over closer to where we're at. Let's get a look at steel braids and see if we can get it close. Perfect. Should really title all this stuff. Oh, and then I want to go ahead and let's highlight this here and just go ahead and right click on the trigger volume, copy that. Steel braids. We're going to give them a trigger. Then I'm going to right click on the trigger volume and paste that thesis logic in there. And then we're just going to change the message that we want. Button dot. Steel braids. So this is going to be asker dot steel braids dot 0. And here we're going to turn it off with asker dot steel braids dot 0. You can copy and paste logic one at a time right here. So if I wanted this asker to go into a different place, I can right click on asker right up here. Or the component or anything, you can right click and copy it. So if I right click, copy this asker, then if I were to make an asker on another piece of logic, like you have to drop the asker on there first. Like this. So you can see that it's just the normal asker, but then you can paste it in there. And then it's got all this asker in there. But you have to do that for each thing. The behavior and each component underneath it. I'm glad you learned something new. Thanks for hanging out. All right, let's bring ChatGPT back. We are now talking with steel braids, and he is going to tell us that there are forces unseen at work. And you will need to equip the goggles. Tools. The goggles he has given. The goggles he will give you. And defeat the threats. So Thesis finally admits he's stuck. He looks past you, his eyes narrowed like he's staring through the mountain. The stones won't wake while Kuzu's filth lingers. But it's not what you can see that's stopping them. He reaches into a pouch and pulls out a battered pair of goggles. There are things hidden, old echoes twisted by her magic, spirits, shadows, whatever they are, they guard the stones. He hands you the goggles. Wear these. You'll see what I mean. And when you do, end them. Alright. Alright, bet, as people say. Rawrig. His name's Rawrig. Rawrug. Rawrug. The heck? He's just gonna be known as Steel Braid. For sure. Much cooler. If you right click, it'll stay here. So you have to click off of GameMaker for any reason. Like I wanted to copy all this stuff and paste it in here. I already have the Asker open. Right click. It's an old half-dark trick. Right click and then it won't close out and try to select something behind it. It's very, very useful. And I always forget to do it. So Thesis finally admit he's, it's not a she, but ChatGPT thinks Thesis is a she. Thesis finally admit he's stuck. He looks past you, eyes narrowed like he's staring through the mountain. The stones won't wake while Kuzu's filth lingers, but it's not what you can see that's stopping them. It'd be cool to teleport rocks, but nah, it's a pole of signs. What do you call it? The signs? No. I don't know what to call it. Okay. So this turns off when we duplicate this. Oh, whoa, Bessie. Oh, whoa, whoa, Bessie. I wonder if all this will fit. Give it a try. So if I right click, oh, it still didn't work. Control A, we'll delete all that in there and paste the new stuff in. He reaches into his pouch and pulls out a battered pair of goggles. There are things hidden, old echoes twisted by Kuzu's magic, spirit, shadows, whatever they are, they guard the network. he hands you the goggles. Wear these. You'll see what I mean. See how much more I can fit. And when, that's all. Let's get rid of this. Because he's not going to hand you the goggles. Well, I could teleport him right onto the player so they don't have to pick them up themselves, honestly, though. Oh well, but I don't have to say that. Wear these, you'll see what I mean. And when you do, ... end them. Okay, cool. Asker.steelbraids.1. So this message is not initially on. It gets turned on with asker.steelbraids.0, and it's going to turn itself off as well. Asker.steelbraids.1. Let's give it a second. It's been a minute. Actually, this might be a good stop-in point for me today. We're at 1 hour and 16 minutes, which I know it's not very long for streaming on Twitch, but I try to do 1 hour a day just to keep at it. I think we're on a good... I think I really like this direction. So we'll have a lot of good things to do tomorrow and get going right away. And keep working on the teleport network system and introducing Kuzu, and we'll introduce like melee enemies, which is really fun. That type of stuff was in classic Misty Mountain, but it came at the end, or like if you dug really deep into the mountain. So I really like introducing the melee aspect at the beginning of the game too, just to kind of drop that in there and be like, hey, you know, it's not how Misty Mountain used to be. We're going to try to incorporate all the fun stuff that you can do in Sandbox in a single player environment, and we're really embracing that, and I think this is going to be awesome. I'm excited for it. Really excited for Bruno to see it on Wednesday too, so. Doesn't look like anybody, any of our friends are streaming that I know of, so I'm just going to sign off here, but I appreciate everybody hanging out. Nazman, Roxy, it was good to see you in chat. Everybody lurking, I appreciate you more than you know. Good game today, team, and I'll see you tomorrow.